This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is sponsored by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup at Delco Meets, the number 4 business, and attend one of our incredible networking events. Be sure to register, and we'll see you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Annette Deigh of BoundarySpan. Annette, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Rich.
Annette, what is BoundarySpan?
Well, BoundarySpan is the private practice that I founded about like 16 years ago now. And so when I first started BoundarySpan, I was actually going into people's homes and doing mobile therapy. And of course, that was pre-COVID. And I was also doing, consultation, which I still do some today, some now. Private like consultations in regards to mediation, training. Mainly, though, right now, what I'm focusing on is therapy. So basically, individual, couples, family therapy, all that falls under BoundarySpan, and I serve everyone from 5 to 95. And I have a lot of different populations. So it all falls under BoundarySpan LLC. That's my private practice, my private behavioral health therapy practice.
What can your clients expect when they come to work with you in BoundarySpan, Annette?
Well, what they can expect is to find someone, a licensed therapist who is empathetic and compassionate, and who's really, trying to help themselves in like a non-judgmental way.
Talk about some of the areas. I know you said, hey, I work with people 5 to 95. So if I'm 97, maybe I'm out. I don't know. Now I need therapy for that because I just passed the age limit. But talk about some of the areas that you're seeing come up today that you're working with your clients.
Absolutely, absolutely. And no, if you're 97, you're not out of it. For sure. I will say I wouldn't work with anyone under 5 because like they have play therapists for that and people who specialize in that. And that's not my specialty. But the areas I do specialize in, what I'm especially helping people today, there's a lot of stressors going on for a lot of different people. And the reason why I really say 5 to 95, because I have kids myself and I really enjoy working with kids. Kids are stressed too these days. There's a lot of pressures, there's like school pressures, they might be in sports there, and the world is pressurized. So there's a lot of stressors there. A lot of people are going through, everyone from 5 to 95 and beyond and under. And there's a lot of anxieties as well. I'm seeing a lot of anxiety, depression, even a lot of people who don't realize that they have these issues because of all the stressors in the world. And maybe they have some like trauma before that wasn't addressed that comes out in different ways later on.
You talk about trauma, you talk about stress.
Yeah.
Talk to how we can cope with those things, how we can, it's day to day. It's
Absolutely.
Every moment of our day, there may be something that comes up from our past, and there may be something that's living in our present where we now look to the future.
Absolutely.
Mindset wise, how can we work to move through those things or prioritize them as to how we can live a better day?
Absolutely. Well, let's see, the thing is, there's a lot of triggers, and so when you talk about Rich, the different things that as we move through our day, there might be triggers, depending on, your mindset and where you're coming from. Are you a student? Are you a working professional? Do you, I have clients who are like journalists and this is their job to cover what's in the news. So there's different ways to cope. I know for me, as a therapist, and I tell my clients, when necessary, your therapist has a therapist, and I try to be mindful of my triggers as well. So for instance, I'm not going to be watching the news all the time. There's some things on the news that I intentionally do not watch. Because I know they could be triggering for me as a PTSD survivor myself. I'm not going to watch certain things. And so when you talk about ways to cope, maybe one way is like scaling back, even because I know I have to be mindful. I have to still know what's going on, right? But maybe scaling back on the news. Maybe, again, getting into some sunshine, reading a book, going to your happy place. For me, that's the beach. Or just like, listening to some like happy music, getting outside, getting moving, different things. But like, maybe try to like decrease the triggers and the stress and increase the glimmers.
I love that. What I really heard you say is you really need to switch your mindset. You really need to change the focus of what's causing you, as you use triggers, to start to see the world, your immediate world, and the things around us, find a better place and
Absolutely.
act on that right away.
Hmm.
You're passionate. You're enthusiastic, and you also bring your personal experiences in, and you're not very shy to say, you know what, I don't have the same experience as you, but I've been there and I have done that. And this is my experience and how I've been able to work through these and create this life for me.
Hmm.
What brought you to the world of therapy and wanting to help people with the passion that you have?
Such an interesting question, Rich. Well, yeah. So, me, and you're right, I'm not shy. I'm kind of like an open book, much to the chagrin of some close loved ones. I'm an open book, what I find is, a lot of people are able to relate to me more because of my passion and because I have the lived experience. And so I would say, I try to, and that's one of the main reason why I share, because to let people know that yes, you can get through it, you can get to the other side. You don't have to, no one has to stay, in this dark place, or in this place of trauma. You can move past it. And so that's one of the things, that's one reason why I like to share that. Yes, it can be triggering in itself, I'm not going to lie, sharing and being vulnerable. But a lot of times, that's when people see, you more as a person and not just like, I don't know, this talking head.
You mentioned an open book. Are
Yeah.
you writing a book in it?
I am. And thank you for asking that, Rich. And it's so interesting. We're talking about like being vulnerable, because it is a very personal book for me. And it is going to be called Reflections in the Well, a peek into my journey of survival. And so basically, and so in my spare time, which I have not, but in my spare time, I like to write. And so it's going to be a collection of like my poetry, essays. I've been in a few anthologies, and so those things are going to be in there. And I'll just say the world has given me a lot more material to write about.
What or when can we expect the release of this book?
Yes, yes, yes. It's going to be definitely in 2026. I was thinking maybe like, early November, but someone was like, no, girl, you need to do it like late September, October, maybe. But I'm still I'm in the process, the final touches of submitting it, and I'm working with a great publisher, Palmetto Publishing. And so I'm working with them, and they're helping me to be accountable. I need accountability partners, so they're helping me as well. So it's coming out this year. I'm really excited. And it's really, again, a very vulnerable offering. And so I'm excited and also nervous about it, but I'm excited. We're excited.
You've now used the word vulnerability or vulnerable twice.
Hmm.
And we live our days, for many, because of, let's say, social media, because let's say how we were brought up, that we need to have this outer shell, this cocoon, where we don't let people maybe see who we really are, what our struggles with day to day, or just the things that we could use some help with. And I guess my question is for you, how do you help people become more vulnerable? How do you become more able to share what's here in our heart, or what's here in our head, or what's in our gut? How do you help people create that space for themselves?
Thank you for asking that. And when you asked that, Rich, I realized too that I didn't really delve into like what brought me into being a therapist, and so I guess I'll answer both. But I will say for me, it was a process. Going through trauma, no one wants to be in that club, right? Even though everybody goes through trauma, I really, believe like it might be a car accident, it might be more traumatic than one person than the other. But going through my own process, of like different traumas. I thought when I was younger I wanted to be everything from like a nurse, and I don't do needles and blood like that, or a lawyer, and I think more, I realized for me, I think more with my heart. Being logical is a whole nother can of worms, but I think more with my heart. And so with that, I'll be, say, and that's also what led me to therapy, realizing that, I can help people from a different lens, or again from that lens of lived experience, and being vulnerable. And how do I help people be vulnerable? It's a process. So someone might, when they first come to me, and I've had people come to me, especially kids and teenagers, they're like, a different bunch, where like it might take them much more longer to open up because they've in essence shut down. And they shut down for different reasons. It's, defense mechanism to shut down when you're being, harmed, when you have triggers, when you have trauma, you shut down. And so it's basically like chipping away at it. And it's a process. I've played Uno with kids, until they're ready to talk. And with adults is, is a different process as well. But it's like chipping away at it so they can know that they're in a safe space. That's the whole thing. If you don't know that it's safe to be vulnerable, then you're not going to be vulnerable.
Your story to me is inspiring. Everybody has an inspiring story. We all do. Mm-hmm. And I think when we share that, it helps motivate people and understand their world and what their potential could be. So Annette, who inspires you? Who motivates you?
Wow. Well, I would say I have like different inspirations, but to be honest, I would say who motivates and inspires me are my children. Really, and they might be almost 14 and 9, but they really do inspire me, and really the next generations. And I would like, openly say I'm Gen X, so I'm kind of like in the middle. But it really gives me hope. And I have, as a therapist too, I have to have that hope, right? That things will things will improve in people's individual lives as well as as a collective. So my kids really inspire me. My kids inspire me to do better, to be better, to work harder, and to be like momager and all that. So I would say my greatest inspiration are my children, and now I'm gonna make them listen to the podcast.
Annette, how do people connect with you? How do they learn more about BoundarySpan and starting to set up on their journey so they can work with you?
Yes, absolutely. So there's a few ways to connect with me. The best way is to go to my website, www.boundaryspan.org. And then, again, open book. People can find me. Like I'm on Google, so people can find me. The phone number is on there listed. I'm also on IG. I'm on now because of my student athlete. I'm back on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. So I have a business page on there. And he just had me during Snapchat because apparently that's good for football recruiting. So now I'm on Snapchat, and I got to figure that out. I'm not there yet. But there's different ways they could connect with me.
And for those that want to be able to spell your name, if they want to Google you, how does that spelled?
Yes, thank you for that because that's a big thing. Yes, so the last name is spelled Deigh, and as my husband would say, like sleigh, but with a D, like like Santa's sleigh, but with a D. So Deigh.
Annette Deigh, you're out and about in Delco, and you have a cheesesteak craving. Where are you going for your cheesesteak?
Oh my goodness! See, I'm a pescatarian now. Which means I only eat seafood. But when I did chicken cheesesteak, because my son was convinced I would never give up chicken and turkey, but I did. But mushrooms, whiz, of course, hot peppers, fried onions. See, I'm not going to go down this road. I want a cheesesteak, but yes, all the things: ketchup and mustard, a little bit of mayo.
All right, pescatarian. Are you doing pizza or not?
Yes, pizza. Yes. Pizza. Absolutely. That's why I can't be vegan. I had some vegan friends and I'm convinced they will live forever, but that's not going to be me because I can't give up my cheese and dairy.
Where's your go-to for your pizza?
Very good. Well now, I would say like Cane Pizza, like, and so I'm near Springfield Morton, so we order from Thunderbird a lot, and so really that's the easiest for me because it's in my phone. We do a lot of play dates here at the house. Let me just call Thunderbird and get pizza. So.
Taff, taff. Taff, taff. Taff, taff. Taff treats. Get some.
This portion of the What's Happening Delco podcast is sponsored by Taff Treats. That's TAFF Treats. They make some amazing freeze-dried delicacies, and now they're doing soft serve, so you can have them at your parties, your events, your business events. They're doing so much. They're amazing, and what they want to know, Annette, is what do you like on your pizza?
Oh my goodness. What I because I try to be healthy even when it's not, I would go for the vegetarian pizza. So I love spinach and I do still love my mushrooms and onions and like all the but not anchovies. So and lots of cheese. I love cheese.
Here I thought you were going with the seafood pizza.
No, no, no. See, there's yeah, I like seafood, but not on a pizza. No. See, I'm funny like that. I don't know.
All right, you have all these things that you're managing. You're a mom. You've got clients. Where are you stopping for your convenience store needs? Wawa, Royal Farms, or Sheets?
Oh no. Well, see, I'm a Philly joint. We doing Wawa. We not doing no, no offense. See, I gotta be careful because I see clients all over Pennsylvania and Delaware. So I have clients in Pittsburgh too. But because Wawa is closest to me, I'm gonna go with Wawa all the time.
And then, how do you describe Delco to someone who's never been here or has not heard of Delco before?
I would describe Delco as having basically a mind of our own. We're very particular, maybe a little territorial, kind of like Philly. You're right outside of Philly, so I'm gonna say it kind of rubs off. And so Delco we have personalities of our own, for sure, and special. We're very special, but like don't mess with us.
You have friends or family coming in from out of town, and you want to give them to or take them to have that Delco experience. Where are you sending them, or where are you taking them?
Hmm. Oh, that's a good one. Delco experience. Well, I mean, it depends on how far out of town, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna take them to Wawa. For sure. Talk about Delco, because Delco's a little different than Philly. So we gonna go to Wawa, or it depends on what they want to do. Do they want to like see the sights? Do they want to get like that Delco flavor? So definitely, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna go with Wawa all the way.
We're spending the day at Wawa.
We're gonna do a stop at Wawa maybe before and maybe at night before we go to we turn in and everything. But Wawa's gonna be in the mix there somewhere for sure.
We're going to get gas. We're going to fill our tires with air. We're going to get coffee. We got 3 meals a day. We're going to be spending the day at Wawa. It'll be fun. I can't wait.
Yes, yes, yes. No, but seriously, like I love Delco, like the different areas of Delco. Like I said, I'm in near Springfield because I'm right out here in Morton. And so like Media is such a great little town. I love Media. So maybe like it's like one of those little small towns, and so it really depends. It's very different. Media, for instance, is very different than in Philly, like South Street. You say Philly, we gonna go to South Street. We gonna go to the art museum. And I will say I'm a Delco transplant. So, I've been out here for 20 years, but I'm still a little transplant, as I've been told, and I'm not going to be mad because I say that about Philly. So I tell my kids, y'all not from Philly, you from Delco. I'm just saying.
And is there anything we haven't spoken about today on the podcast? Anything you want listeners to know more about you or more about BoundarySpan?
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. I would say again, check out the website. I am going to be trying to do step outside of my comfort zone, as I encourage my clients to do, and do maybe some more videos and some reels, but definitely stay tuned for things we have coming forward, with the book and everything like that. And, feel free to send me a message. Again, I'm kind of like an open book. Feel free to send me a message or, a text or anything like that. And if you want to know more about me or BoundarySpan.
Annette, I am very grateful of your time today. We are grateful that you're a friend of what's happening in Delco. We can't wait to see you out and about in the community on that book signing tour. But most importantly, really helping people get their hearts, their minds, their souls correct and right so they can live the best life they can. So thanks for all that you do, and really appreciate today.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Rich. I appreciate you.
The Taft Treats jingle was written, directed, and recorded by Vincent James of Keep Music Alive. Visit keepmusicalive.org to check out their mission, their events, and how you can get involved. Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I have been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.